Who are you going to call?
Not me.
Slice of fried gold. Welcome, everybody, to another episode.
How long did you think of that one?
This morning in the shower.
You've got better things to be thinking about in the shower. Come on.
Hey, I had done my morning chores. I had nothing else to think about. I was like, what snappy intro am I going to think of? Fun to get.
Hey, at least I didn't crunch it.
Exactly. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Or welcome to, if this is your first episode. If it is, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, share the channel with your friends, and if you're listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review. For the record, I'm Paddy.
I'm Podcast.
That was good.
Thank you. I'm Ben. For being serious.
Yeah, seriously though, he is. With that all being said, Ben, how the devil are you?
Yes, so I went on a date.
Ben, okay. Calm down, Paddy, calm down. Tell me.
There was no attraction whatsoever.
Oh, that's
like,
a shame.
I was there before him, and he rocked up, and I just looked at him and was just like, yeah, no, I'm good.
No bueno.
No bueno. And it wasn't that he was ugly, it was just,
Yeah. There was no spark.
No, there was no
No
spark.
je ne sais quoi.
But anyway, I am anything if not polite.
Yes.
So, took him in, bought him a drink, because he was the one who drove down to Felix, so he was the one who, used petrol.
Okay.
So I bought him a drink.
Nice.
And we got chatting.
Yeah.
And I'm glad there was no spark, because that's when I realised he's me.
Oh, okay.
Like, we were chatting, and I made a comment about, like, as you know, I go to the pub quizzes every week, and I said about how there was one that was a Harry Potter themed one, and how even though I was in a team of 4, the other 4 did nothing, and I won it all by myself with a good 40-point lead.
Yeah.
And he just
Showed
went,
off.
but are you really that much of a Harry Potter fan? And I was like,
Well,
sorry.
it
And he was
was.
like, me and my sister are major Harry Potter fans. We constantly message each other really hard questions to see if we can outwit each other. I was like, right, okay. He's like, so I'm going to try one on you now. I was like, okay. And he goes, what's the only cat of Mrs. Figgs that's named in the books? And without thinking, I went, Mrs. Tibbles? And he was like, you do know your Harry Potter? As if he was like shocked. I've just admitted to you that I'm mad about Harry Potter. I won a quiz about Harry Potter all by myself, and then you're shocked that I know an answer to a Harry Potter question.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Clearly the romance blossomed.
I then, oh shit, he watches this. Or at least he took the link. Hi. I don't know if you still watch this. Probably not.
Well, we'll find out next week if he does.
But yeah, no, the attraction wasn't there. And I don't think the attraction there was from his side either.
Okay,
because he hasn't messaged me, I haven't messaged him.
Oh, you better hope he wasn't playing hard to get.
Yeah, no, if he was playing hard to get, he's being impossible.
Okay.
So there was that.
Yeah.
We've had a new hire at work.
Okay.
And they walked in the door, and I instantly clocked that it was another friend of Dorothy's. And I was like, excuse me? You did not consult me? Like, there's only room for one of us here. How dare you? Right. And then I was sitting there and I was like, you know what's even worse? Is I sometimes make, off-colour jokes.
Yeah.
I know, Ben, you can't say that. I'll be like, I can say whatever I want. I'm the diversity hire.
Yeah. Can't do that anymore.
I'm no longer the diversity hire. So I'm like, oh, I've got to be careful now.
I actually have to watch what I say at work.
Yes. Well, no. There is some people at work who are even worse than me.
Yeah.
And they ain't diversity hires.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I was just like, oh, you didn't consult me? The worst bit is I think I might have slightly outed him at work.
Oh.
Yeah. So
That's all good.
I was talking, because he's part of the accounts team.
Okay.
I was talking to some of the ladies in the accounts team, and for some reason we got talking about Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay.
And knocking on doors and everything.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, is there anything you can do with that? And I was like, there's fantastic ways to annoy Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
And guys here, listen up, this is brilliant.
This is what you do.
So, there's 2 things you can do. One is, if they ask if they can read you a scripture from their Bible, just stop them and say, please excuse me, let me go get my Bible. Because Jehovah's Witnesses, in order to fit into their own doctrines, have translated the Bibles themselves.
Yeah.
So if they say, "Oh, can I read from a scripture from you?" Just stop them. Go get your copy of the Bible, or even just Google it because it's probably on Google by now. And whatever scripture they want to read out to you, read it back to you from the King James version. Yeah. Oh, it winds them up so much.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it says this, and you go, "Huh, funny," because my version says this. The other way to annoy them is to say that you're disfellowshipped, which is when you've been kicked out of the religion.
Yeah.
And technically, when you've been disfellowshipped, they're supposed to shun you, not go near you, not talk to you, blah, blah, blah. So it's an excellent way. So I once hanging out my ass living in London, 9 a.m, they knocked.
Yeah.
And I just opened the door, I was like, "I'm disfellowshipped," slam.
Savage.
Well, no, actually, I was like, "I'm disfellowshipped." She's like, "Are you ready to come back?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." And this is when she was like, "Well, I'll see you in hell." I was like, "Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe in hell. You're not a real Jehovah's Witness." Slam. Anyway, he comes over and he's like, "Oh, is that the only ways?" And without thinking, I looked at him and I was like, "Well, you could always call your husband to the door." And the whole, the accounts team all went quiet. And I was just like, shit, I've just outed this guy. But he laughed it off.
Yeah. That's fair play to him.
Yeah. But I was just like, oh, shit.
That's awkward.
Yeah. That was not good. But then they should have consulted me. Like, by the way, Ben, we're hiring another one. Be prepared.
You're going to have competition.
I have not been a diva in that office yet. They do not know what a diva can be. So, yeah, and then work this week. Whilst talking about work, of course, we're running up to Bank Holiday weekend, and all the customers seem to have suddenly realised that.
Yeah.
And, they're just sending like tons and tons of work my way. And it's kind of like, I want to go back to them and go, "Look, I know you're all technically competitors and because you all import the same thing, so you shouldn't talk to each other.
Yeah.
But can you please talk to each other and coordinate which days you're going to fucking bother me?" Because I was mental. Like, Monday was mental.
Yeah.
Tuesday was dead.
Oh,
Wednesday, mental. Today was dead. It's like, can you just please? I know you're competitors. You won't talk to each other, but can you be like, "Look, we know you..."
just set up a group chat.
Yeah, set up a group chat and be like, "Look, we're messaging Ben today. Can you leave him alone?"
He's got enough to play his ears.
We're sending him all this crap. Can you just leave him alone today? "Oh, but I need to send him this." "Well, can you just not?"
Yeah.
So that's been great fun. And I can feel it in my bones that tomorrow is going to be a shit show.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah.
Before Good Friday, before a 4-day bank holiday. Yeah. Gonna be
So I'm just like,
mate.
I don't want to know. I don't want to think about it. Yeah, it's going to be great fun. Can't wait.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's pretty much me. I want to talk something like else, but of course we'll get to that shortly. Paddy,
Yes.
How are you?
I'm okay. The last week or so has been highly stressful at work. As we noted as we left the cinema, it is currently a full moon. So that means all the fucking dickheads have been out.
The full moon does make people go crazy.
Makes people go crazy, and it brings out people that we even very rarely see, or people that, like, I don't know what it is, like a special occasion. I brought it up in like last week's episode about the fact that like everybody had like a birthday on one evening.
Yeah.
Like Saturday evening, we had like 84 people in for dinner, and I would say about 4 people, maybe 5, were actually nice. The other 80 were just dicks the whole evening.
Nice.
And so it's just like when you're just like at the end of your tether and you're just I do this for a living. I'm not here to be insulted by yourselves. And we're just finding it lately that there's so much pettiness at the moment. So it's like mentally it's been exhausting. It's been draining on that front.
Yeah.
But I've been talking to, because obviously I live near a couple of other local businesses.
Yes.
I've been talking to like the owners and the workers there, and they're finding exactly the same. They're like, they're like cafes and they're pubs and things like that, and they're just, everybody is just really struggling with people and the way that they're behaving lately. I don't know if it's because it's the end of the financial year and people are concerned about taxes or what, but everybody's just acting like a dick, and they need to stop, because it's going to kill the hospitality industry anyway. Less and less people are working in there because they don't want to be treated like that.
Yeah.
And they give up their weekends, they give up their evenings. I mean, look at me, I'm working the 4-day bank holiday weekend. All my staff are working hard over that time, and you just know. I know that Friday night is already carnage with the amount of bookings that we got, and it's going to be Friday, so there's going to be drinkers and things like that.
Yeah,
it's going to be mental, and I'm just not mentally prepared for it. I don't think I have the mental capacity to deal with it.
Yeah.
It was even like today. As you know, my Saturday morning routine, which is obviously during the week, but I go to the cafe for breakfast.
Yep.
I had a customer asking me about their group booking that they have in August. And you were just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm trying to watch the new episode of X-Men 97, okay, while I'm eating my full English, while it's still hot, and you're talking to me about table decorations, when I'm in my tracksuit and, mid slobby hoodie.
Yeah, but then at the same time, that's when you're too nice. That's, if that was me, and they tried to say to that, but I can answer your question on Friday when I'm back at work.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I know.
And then if they post a snobby message on TripAdvisor or something, I would find where they worked, and then I would annoy them on their days off too.
It's retired, mate. They don't.
Oh,
that's the thing, yeah. They've got all the fucking time in the world.
Yeah.
They have nothing better to do than interrupt my full English.
So I've noticed there's retired people. They've got nothing better to do than to just block other people and take up time.
Yeah.
That's all they ever do.
Fair play to them. You've got to that point in your life where you can annoy the hell out of people, but please do not annoy me on my Saturday morning. Thank you. I don't need it.
It's like they'll go do their weekly shop and everything, and you're behind them trying to just grab a quick lunch, and they want to have a chat with the cashier, and it's like, move.
Yeah.
Move. Yeah. So that's just reminded me. I may have got into a bit of a spat with another driver the other day.
Oh, okay.
I somehow managed to get behind them on the road.
Yes.
And we were joining the 814, and they were, oh dear.
Oh dear.
The deer on the road.
See what you did there?
But yeah, so we were joining the A14, and they were driving along the slipway at 30 miles an hour, not speeding up.
Wow.
And I was just like, the rules of the slipway. Please remind yourselves.
Accelerate.
The whole point of the slipway is to give you a chance to either speed up to or slow down from the speed of the road you're joining.
Yeah.
But she'd just come out of the roundabout from McDonald's in Ravenswood, so
she was eating.
She was munching down on fries. Anyway, I try and encourage her, so I get quite a bit up behind her, and she doesn't move. So I do not come off well in this story. I don't care.
Yeah.
I may have started flashing her, and when I say flashing her, it was like a rave.
Wow.
I flashed her that much, my car started bleeping at me.
Mate, you should have just undertook her.
No, that's the thing. She was swerving, because I thought, I could undertake her, and she was making sure I couldn't. Anyway, finally get on the A14, I go past her and everything, and as I do the you fucking retarded look,
fucking love that look.
I'm looking back, and she's just got her middle finger up at me.
Yes, that's
I'm
hilarious.
just I don't care. You know what? And then this is when I'm just like, this is beautiful. She then speeds up, gets right up behind me, and just puts her main beams on. Not flashing, just puts her main beams on.
Wow.
Now
that is clever.
I know you guys can't see this because we're in pitch darkness, but maybe rewind the video back to the start of the video when there's still streetlights around. And I don't know if they can see it, but you can see there's a spoiler that goes across my rear windscreen.
Yeah.
When people are right up behind me, that rear windscreen, and I think Honda actually did this as a design choice. When people are right up behind you, that spoiler acts as a thing to block lights and everything, so you don't get blinded whilst you're driving.
That's so clever.
I know! It's a spoiler,
Oh my God.
and it's also a visor.
That's so cool.
I know. So yeah. So
Spoiler alert. Spoiler does a good job.
So she's right up behind me with her full main beams on. I'm like,
And
bitch, what you got? Yeah. I was just like, bitch, what? Fucking let's go. You
Nice.
want to do 40 miles an hour down the M14? Let's go.
Wow.
That's it. I was coming back from another company football game that night.
Oh, okay.
I'd
So
been
you were
playing football.
tired.
I was tired. Testosterone was flowing through me because I'd been exercising.
Right.
So yeah. Talking of which, I'm still shit at football. No own goals this time.
Okay, cool.
But I have cat-like reflexes.
Okay.
Because 3 separate times, people belted it down the pitch, and it ended up coming from my face. And I know I'm used to balls coming out my face. Thank you, Paddy, before you say it.
You beat me to it.
I know I did. But, like, every time they pelted it, I was within 3-foot distance.
Okay.
And every time it just came straight up at my face.
Yeah.
And I managed to somehow get my hands in the way of my face every time. Like, to the point where I went home and I was like, Dad, you know those self-defense classes you paid for at uni? He was like, yeah. I was like, they've paid off. They were
All
worth
these
it.
years later.
All these years later.
Money well invested.
I'm like,
Grasshopper.
yeah. But yeah, so I'm still the liability of the
Cool.
company when it comes to sports.
Glad to hear it.
But yeah, so yeah, that was my little thing of, it was like, bitch, just try me. It's not going to work.
That's fair.
What we'll need to do is next time you're in the car with me and it's nighttime and we've got someone behind us, I need to piss them off so they flash and you'll clock that you
Shit.
It's nothing.
Fair
And you're just
play.
like, what you got? What you got?
Yeah. That's so cool.
I know. Anyway, did you need anything else you wanted to update on?
I feel like there was, but I've lost my train
Oh, sorry.
of thought.
I've overtaken the podcast. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's fine. Don't worry.
Apologies.
It's fine. It's cool. I don't think it was that important.
Okay.
Anyway, but anyway, so we need to talk film, but we also need to talk films because obviously we've just been to see the new Ghostbusters.
Yes.
But you have had to catch up on previous Ghostbusters.
Yes, because I've never seen them before.
So, do you want to talk about your experience watching?
No, I just want to get to it.
Oh, you just want to.
Well, actually, before that, I wanted to discuss Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, sorry. I
Yes.
assumed you wanted to talk about Ghostbusters movies. I forgot you wanted to
So,
talk about that.
of course, we both love Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
Netflix have done a TV series
Yeah.
and TV adaptation.
I
We
wanted to talk-
are way behind, behind the times.
I
with this
wanted
one
to
out.
talk about it when it was trending. You hadn't watched it. Now you've watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not actually the TV show I wanted to talk about because we all know it's better than the M. Night Shyamalan film, but it's still
not.
poor.
Yeah.
It's not great. Like the fact that the original creators only helped write the first episode and then their names stopped appearing as a writing credit, that just shows how far in, like how early into the production that they were like, this is not right.
Yeah.
No. So, as you are probably aware, they have set up with Paramount Avatar Studios, and they're going to be releasing more content for the Avatar universe.
Yes.
One of which being an Avatar series from when Aang and the gang are older.
Yes, this could be a film.
Yes. Now, like, for example, the guy who plays Aang, he has retired from acting. He doesn't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. And some of the others have other commitments. The only one who's confirmed to come back is Dante Basco as Zuko. The only one who's confirmed to come back.
Can't not.
Now,
Yeah.
some people are online. This is where I'm getting angry, and this is where I need to have a mini rant.
Okay.
But some people online. No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head. They're saying rather than asking back the old cast, which they should do out of just sheer respect.
Yeah.
They're like, they should only cast people of the same ethnicity as the characters. I'm sorry, but this is the whole argument we've had before when it's like, oh, only gay people should play gay characters on TV.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Just no. Who cares what a voice sounds like? If that is the case, people who love the God of War series, I'm sorry, but the voice actor needs to change that because they have a black guy playing a white guy.
Well, I mean, technically he's Greek. You know.
Yeah.
Greek.
Yeah, but he got that chalky ass skin. He needs to moisturise.
That's because he's imbued with the ashes of his dead wife and daughter.
Fair enough.
However, I do get what you mean. I mean, it's an ongoing argument within the thing. I feel like I have no issue with casting actors prime example, Invincible TV series.
Yes.
Yeah. The girlfriend is voiced by the girl who plays Domino in Deadpool 2.
Right.
I can't remember her name. I should put a picture up. So in the comic, she's white, but the actress is black, so they made the cartoon character black as well.
Right, okay.
She's a phenomenal actress. She's a great voice actress. It doesn't add or take away to the story. It's just a nice nod to the actor. Cool. Yeah. Perfect. Whatever. It doesn't make casting somebody as the same ethnicity as that. I feel like it's almost like a token thing.
Yeah.
You go, oh yeah, well, you can have this part because you're Polynesian.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
you're
because
not actually the best person for the part.
Yeah.
You've got it because based on this unchangeable characteristic about you. And that's what I hate. It shouldn't be given out as a token thing. It should be, you're the best person for this part, here you have it.
That's why you had auditions.
Yeah.
And
I saw that on Facebook today, and it was like a whole discussion thread, and I was like, you know what, this is annoying me. Like, it should literally just be given to the best person who can portray the character the best.
Yeah.
Like, I still think they should offer it out, like, even if the guy who played Aang has retired from it, still offer it to him.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, we talked about this briefly, but it's been a while since we've both watched The Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
But wasn't old, like adult Aang voiced by an actor in that?
Yes.
So, but it wasn't the original actor.
It wasn't
so
the guy
why
who
didn't
played
they just get him to come and do it?
I don't know.
I mean, it's more logical.
Probably because he's white. Probably.
Yeah.
It is probably that.
Maybe.
But I just best person for the, it
is what it should be. But
yeah.
I think it's a difficult subject to breach in the sense of without sounding.
It's not really difficult. We should be in a meritocracy. Done.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. We're not a political podcast. We don't really talk about this kind of stuff. But what it is that I feel like, and don't get me wrong, over the years there has been unrepresentation, more or less representation.
Underrepresentation.
That's the one. I was close.
You were.
Underrepresentation.
You were just forgetting the
the underrepresentation of people in there, and it's well documented with why
the Bechdel test is a famous thing about it all.
I don't dispute it, but there comes to a point where within what do you say? Should black actors only be playing black characters, or for that role? I think it's very difficult. I mean, there's been times where black actors have voiced white characters and white actors have voiced black characters in animations and movies and TV shows. I don't think, like you said, anybody should be able to do the job that they want to do.
Yeah.
And also on that basis, some of the most famous voice actors are females. Look at what's her face, Nancy
Cartwright.
Nancy Cartwright, who plays Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
She plays a he.
Yeah. Like one of my favourite voice actors is Tara Strong.
Yeah, she's phenomenal.
And if you look up the amount of voices that she's done, it's phenomenal.
And she's done everything. Boys, girls, everything.
Aliens.
Yeah. And they are.
I mean, that's the point. If they go down this whole, only, people of the same ethnicity should play these characters on screen, well, how do you do aliens then?
How
do you do anthropomorphic animals?
I mean, my biggest argument to that, if I'd seen that, I would have been very tempted to comment on, well, if that had been the case, Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker, would not have played Fire Lord Ozai in Avatar: The Last Airbender, because he's a white guy playing an Asian guy.
And he knocks that role out of the park.
As he always does with his roles.
Yeah. Anyway, rant over. Let's talk Ghostbusters.
Let's talk Ghostbusters. Right.
Your opinions. Let's go with you first.
Okay. My opinions are, I love the Ghostbusters franchise.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, the first one is fantastic. The second one is okay. Afterlife, it was a brilliant legacy sequel. I'm so glad they made it. This didn't feel like that. I enjoyed it, but it didn't. It was 2 hours and it felt like a slog to me. It was poorly paced.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they were trying to, I feel like when you have your first legacy sequel, like Afterlife, you have all the nods and everything and references to the previous films. And this one still was rehashing the same nods and everything, when actually it should be now starting to branch out.
The torch is passed.
Yeah, and it should. If you want to bring back the legacy actors, which they've established, like Winston is, the owner of the firehouse and things like that, and he's like the one who's funding it, so he's going to be in it. Fine, fair play. Bill Murray wants to be in it. Fine, you can get him a bit part. There's nothing wrong with these guys rocking up and being in there and having a cup of tea, and the alarm goes off and they go, right, off you go, guys. It's not our job anymore.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like that at all. It just felt like a proper cash grab, this one. I was a bit disappointed, really. Like I said, I love the Ghostbusters movies, but this one, I feel like it's kind of peaking and troughing with this. If they make the money back, maybe they'll make another one, and hopefully that one will be the true standalone sequel for or reboot sequel for the new characters going forward. But if I doubt, from what I've seen of other people's reviews, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to die with this one now, which is quite upsetting, really. Anyway, your thoughts?
So as you remarked, I've never watched any of the Ghostbusters. Well, I've mostly never watched any of the Ghostbusters. Turns out I have watched the last 10 minutes of Ghostbusters 2 quite a few times on TV, when it's been aired on TV or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've never watched that and watched it all the way through.
Yeah.
Paddy, don't hate me.
That's fine.
I have realised I do not care for the Ghostbusters. Even the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole franchise.
I fell asleep through Ghostbusters 1. I fell asleep in it, I don't know how many times.
Oh, wow.
I was on my phone all the way through Ghostbusters 2. I basically only kept focus on Afterlife because I ordered myself a pizza. And then, I agree with you. This one isn't a complete slog. Even to the point where it was like, I was thinking, we're about 3/4 of the way through this film. It's called Frozen Empire, and we still warm.
Oh, I know exactly when it turned to Frozen Empire, because I looked at my watch to market. It was an hour and 10 minutes into a 2-hour film.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
So we're just over halfway.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
But a friend I was talking to, he was like, but you're looking at Ghostbusters from a modern view, modern lens, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, I do not like the franchise. I don't understand the story. I do not enjoy the comedy. I don't find it funny. Bill Murray's character is detestable, which is annoying because when you look up on Wikipedia, apparently his character is the standout character, where in fact Ghostbusters made me hate Bill Murray even more.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't understand how Ghostbusters caught on. I get that the first film used groundbreaking CGI, and that probably is what helped it get cult status that it got. But then after that, I don't understand the hype.
I love the first one. The second one really isn't as good. But then I feel like Afterlife is the one that brought it back. I feel like you could easily just watch the first one and Afterlife and completely forget there's 2 and Frozen Empire.
What I don't understand is, of course, 1 and 2 are both supernatural comedies. That's the genre Wikipedia gave them. Whereas Afterlife and Frozen Empire are action adventure. What made them think, let's move it from supernatural comedy to action adventure?
I assume modern audience.
Maybe. But I don't know if that works better. Because then you have... And also, let's not beat around the bush. The girl character is a Mary Sue.
Oh, yeah.
And you know my feelings on Mary Sues.
I
don't like Mary Sues. I like people who get to earn the shit.
Yeah.
Don't just get it, earn it. So yeah, I wasn't impressed. I was not enjoying it. My contact lenses were drying out, which is always a sign I'm not enjoying a film.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm not blinking. I'm just like, no, it was not. It was poor. I mean, yeah, it got a couple of chuckles out of me, but
yeah, but
I laugh at a lot of things.
I mean, I don't dispute that. You know, it was well acted. Everybody played their part well. I just felt like it was so poorly paced, and you can tell that this is a different director from Afterlife. It didn't feel like that. I'm not being funny. In the whole movie is based in New York. In the first half an hour, there was 3 establishing shots of New York. We're in New York. We fucking know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, anyway. I feel like this has been very negative, this pod episode. I feel like we've done some rant in this episode.
Yeah, but it's been, you know, we've had a few good films, so it's
okay.
It's on course for some ranty rants.
Come on, Godzilla.
Do not get you.
I know. Anyway.
The only one that I am particularly looking forward to is The Fall Guy. That's the only one where I'm like, you know what, I feel like the trailer has made me feel like I'm going to have a good time.
Yeah, I really hope. If
that's bad,
I'm
losing faith in humanity.
Yeah,
I've already lost faith in humanity, but it'll be even further gone. Yeah. Final thoughts?
Be nice to hospitality workers, especially over the bank holiday. For Jesus Christ,
don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Like, I know that, you know, things are starting to ease financially, so let's go out for a meal, blah, 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 but don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Like, you know, who are you? Who are you?
Look at yourself in the mirror.
Can you look at yourself in the mirror? Are you a vampire? I'm still shit at football.
Ben's still shit at football.
But I've, watch these hands.
Yeah.
When you go on a date, if they are like you, just some bit, because that's the thing. I told some other people, and I told people at the pub quiz, and they're like, "No, go for the person who's exactly like you. It's great." And I was like, "No."
Everyone's different, though, aren't they?
Everyone's different. What else did I say? What else?
Worky be working.
Work be working.
If you're going to call Ben at once, please can you stagger your complaints or whatever it is.
Complaints. I have no complaints. Perfect worker here.
Then why they all contact you?
Because they got shit coming in.
Oh, okay. Well, time your products accordingly.
Yes. And if you're gonna try and get road rage with me,
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. I got a visor.
Protective shield. And Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. Blah.
Just wait for it to come out on streaming and watch the last half hour.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's, to be fair, you only really need to watch the last 50 minutes.
Yeah. From the moment they go into the library with Patton Oswalt, that's that's the establishing storyline. And the call to action.
Well, that makes me think of that they were like, shit, we've only got a 50-minute movie, we need to pad it out. So,
but that's the thing. All story, I watch a guy who talks about story writing on YouTube because I'm an absolute nerd, and he talks about like how you have your establishment and then your call to action. And I've literally just said, Patton Oswalt in the library is your call to action. And that is what?
That was an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, about an hour and 10 minutes.
So all that before that is useless twaddle.
So the first hour you can do your ironing while it's on, and then when it's done, you can stop your ironing and then watch the last hour.
Yeah. The moment you hear Patton Oswalt, that's when you need to start focusing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then just view it as like a 45-minute TV special.
Yeah.
And it's from that lens, it's good.
Yeah. From that, it's phenomenal. Phenomenal film.
Comment down below. Have you had any road rage incidents that you'd like to talk about? Have you got balls flying at your face? Let us know. Send me videos.
What is your opinion on casting situations? Let us know.
Yeah.
Have you been to see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire?
What did you think?
What do you think of Ghostbusters franchise as a whole? But with that all being said, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Share this video, share the channel with your friends, your family, your dog, your grandma, whoever. And if you are listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review as well. That's everything.
No.
What?
You've gone grandma, dog, all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
With your dearly departed relatives as well. Come on, Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah. Who are you going to call?
Oh, my God. I shouldn't have prompted you.
Anyway, cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.